Free Alabama movement inside St. Clair's Correctional Facility as we continue to profile the inhumane and unconstitutional living conditions inside St. Clair, West Jefferson, Holman, Tutwiler, and Bibb County, and the other prisons throughout the state. We continue to look at the issue of overcrowding and try to come up with remedies that we feel like will be beneficial to the people serving time inside a prison so that they'll be better prepared when they re-enter back into society. Today we're going to talk about a more personal issue as it relates to humanity, and that's conjugal visits. Free Alabama movement is making the case for conjugal visits inside the Department of Corrections, male and female prisoners, and we feel like this is a very important and essential part of life. It's normal in all other habitats. There's no other circumstance where male and female are separated from each other except for in prison, and we feel like that's not right. And so we're going to just open up the platform today. I got Brother K.D. Kendrick here with me again today. I'm going to let him expound on the topic, and then I'm going to just chime in as it sees fit.
Well, like I was telling my brother right here, in a zoo, they separate animals. They divide them according to their natural habitat. They feed them. They give them everything they need as far as survival purposes. And one of the main survival purposes that keeps the zoo running is them able to, procreate or, reproduce themselves. And, a human being, you can only go so far in life. Sometimes people don't make the decision. Sometimes people don't make the decision to procreate. It just happens because it's a natural thing. It's just like breathing out. And you can go to the biblical terms. You can go wherever you want to go, scientific or whatever. But it's so natural. There's a lawsuit going on in California right now about the authorities sterilizing the women in some prisons. And the women trying to get their lawsuit, they're trying to get their money. But it's the same thing down here. We sterilize in a way, I'm not going to say legally, but we sterilize in a way where we can't reproduce ourselves. And they're telling us that, hey, you're not human, you're not able to fit the proper, whatever criteria they got for us to reproduce ourselves.
Just to add in, even a dog breeder, he breeds his dog. You know what I'm saying? They got laws to protect that. You got nowadays where they donate eggs to sperm donors, egg donors, and things like that. Procreation, recreation, all those things are just a natural part of human nature. And when you're inside a prison, you got guys doing 10, 15, 20 years at a time. And when you continue to erect that barrier around a part of their humanity, a part of nature, part of the natural course and process of life, then it starts to have a negative effect on the person. And, we don't know what the health side of it is, but I can only imagine, how unhealthy it can be for a man to not be able to, be with a woman. And so we're not asking just from the perspective of prisoners trying to have fun or, trying to get us a little fun. We're speaking from a perspective of humanity and decency and, just living in a modernized society where we have better science, we have better understanding of how law works and how life works. I don't see any reason how they can continue to justify, conjugal visits when people are getting married. You have marriages that go on. Innocent people are released from prison every day. But those are the parts of life that you can't return. When you deprive someone in that way, that's something that can never be compensated for. And we just don't understand why in 2013 we can't adapt and adjust it with the times and the science and with life in general, and allow this process to occur.
There's a chemical that's in our brain as human beings that's released the moment we are intimate with the opposite sex, or the moment we're intimate, period. And that chemical is called oxytocin. Don't get it mixed up with oxytocin. Oxytocin. And what it does is it relieves stress. It'll bring your body down to a comfort level. It's like steroids,
Mm-hmm.
And, it'll add years on to your life if you get enough of it. But my point is, being with a woman, being intimate with a woman, it's not just for play, just for some fun. It's natural. To actually help you live longer. And to deprive yourself of it, or for somebody to deprive you of it, they deprive you of life, period.
Yeah, and I mean, you got guys coming in like yourself, or you was 17, 19 when he called his case, you know, and before he even really gets to understand sex, understand what it's like to make love to a woman, before he ever even spends a night in a house with a woman, someone that he shares, you know, his life has already been taken from him. And so we try to figure out, you know, where is the therapy in that? Where is the incentive? Where are they trying to look out for a young person, a person of my age? I'm 42 years old. I've been gone 15 years. You know, I don't understand why I can't be with a woman. I don't understand what purpose this rule serves. I don't understand the contribution to rehabilitation that this can have. The only thing I can see is the punishment side of it. When someone is exerting control over so much of my life to the point that now they're controlling my thoughts. You know, that's all I can do is visualize and think about these things, you know what I'm saying? And they're in control of that process. You got young guys coming in, they succumb to, you know, homosexuality, you know, because that's one of the ways that some people choose to deal with it. And, you know, these shouldn't be issues that people have to make because of an arbitrary rule, because of an outdated rule. You know, if that's a person's nature or desire or however that process goes, I don't know. But, you know, if that's the lifestyle that a person chooses to live, fine, but a person shouldn't be forced in a situation where he has to choose. You know, when you got young men going through puberty, they're excited, you know, and they want to experiment. They want to understand what these sensations are. And, you know, if they got 20 or 30 years and do the whole 20, 30-year period, and they'll never get to know.
I mean, naturally, when a body grows, and certain hormones kick in. And, of course, a young man wouldn't be too educated on none of the facts of what's going on in his body. But he knows that it's a desire that he needs to feel and get out of the way. It's just like being homeless, you know. And, of course, you know, a young man get caught up in homosexuality. But it all started with a natural desire. That's what we got to understand. It all started with a natural desire. Because, see, you know, most people point the blame, point the finger and say, well, that's he probably been like that, or whatever the case, he probably had something going on in his childhood. So I always look at the root of it. It all started with natural desire, you know. And whether we make a decision or not, like I said before, naturally the body wants to reproduce itself, naturally, whether we make a decision or not, you know. So, I mean, for us to be degraded in every other way, that's like one of the number one ways that we're being oppressed, you know, naturally. My natural right to be intimate with a woman, my natural right to release the oxytocin from my brain so I can add years on my life. You know, I don't see no problem with it. I don't see nothing that you can ever put in black and white to deny me of that. I don't see it. I don't
understand
justify it.
I mean, you know,
I don't think you can justify it.
This is a real issue, you know, this is a real issue. It's a real debate. You got men getting married in prison, they can't consummate their marriage. You know, and you got guys taking their vows and confessions before God, and they're trying to complete that process, so there's a religious aspect to it.
Right, that's what it's biblical too.
And then there's a family aspect to it where, you know, this woman can be supportive of her husband because he made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Rehabilitation and connection to family is very important to a person's rehabilitation. You know, the less family ties that a person has to society, the more institutionalized they're subject to become.
Right.
But when you have a family unit and you have a situation where God made a mistake or he has to leave his family for a while, you know, how far do we go into punishment until it becomes, you know, cruel and unusual and becomes unreasonable? And I think the starting point is whether or not it's humane. And, you know, it's just human nature that men are going to want to be with the woman and the woman's going to be with the man. So that's how we know that this is wrong, too. So
That's right.
Free Alabama Movement, we promote conjugal visits. We look for comments on it, and you know, I'm sure that there's some wives out there, some women that Tutwiler feel the same way. I mean, you got situations where the women over there are actually being sexually assaulted.
Right.
You know, some male. You know, we can't just exclude males. There's some men in prison being sexually assaulted.
That's right.
By officers, other inmates. You know, and then there's people who are homosexuals, and they're just, you know, they're getting to do what they do. They ain't hog-headed.
It's being used against them.
Like you know, we being punished more simply because of our nature. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man, I have to be punished more severely than if I were homosexual. If I'm a homosexual, then I'm allowed to be in an environment that's going to allow me to continue to explore that or, you know, whatever, you know.